Group D with Argentina, Iceland, Croatia, and Nigeria. Initial thoughts when you saw this group?
Well, I do think that it is the toughest group in the World Cup, especially because I think big names all around, especially looking at Argentina and Croatia.
Yeah.
And then, but I think all the teams are like relatively close, where I could see any team beating the others.
So any team can be first here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I think certainly I would say that the favorites are Argentina and Croatia, but I think Iceland is very close, and I think so is Nigeria. Because I think, especially if you look at Argentina, struggled in the qualifying, kind of scraped through, barely made it in.
Yeah.
Needed that
Messi hat-trick.
3-1 win against Ecuador. Lost their last friendly to Nigeria, 4-2.
4-2.
That's kind of a big deal, seeing how they're in the same group.
No doubt.
And, same thing with Croatia, had to go through the playoffs. Did beat Greece, a solid team, handsomely 4-1.
Right.
But they were in the same group with Iceland, and Iceland went first.
Yes.
Beating them. So I think that, it's going to be interesting to see if Iceland can carry that momentum from the Euro and how they're all
now just qualifying automatically. I mean, they're definitely building something there, and it's interesting to see. So who are your teams to advance if you had to pick right now?
Well, if I had to pick two teams, I would say that it would be Argentina and Croatia.
In that order, Argentina first.
But I could also see Croatia, Iceland, or Argentina, Iceland as well. Nigeria, I kind of give them less of a chance than the other teams.
Yeah, I would say they may be the weakest here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I think Croatia, if you look at it player for player, is certainly one of the best teams in the world.
Talent-wise?
Yeah, I think their Achilles heel is their defense, anchored by Dejan Lovren, and then certainly the no-name coach, having just come from the United Arab Emirates.
Right.
To coach the last two games, coach the playoffs and qualify.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, but their most impressive win of the whole qualifying did come under him, the 4-1 against Greece in the playoffs.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Were they really played like the Croatia of old? I felt like just attacking, just not. Yeah. Not remember, like we just rewatched the England highlights of like 2007 or whatever, where they were just like attacking even when they were up like 3-1 or whatever,
Constant wave after wave.
Yeah.
But I think that team is built that way, it's anchored with Luka Modric in midfield, that kind of like deep lying playmaker.
Yeah. No doubt. I agree, man.
But the matchup that I'm most looking forward to, obviously, is going to be Croatia against Argentina. I could see
last game in the group.
Yeah. If I had to predict, I could see like 2-1 Croatia. I could see that game going their way. I could see them controlling the flow because they do. Man for man are going to be much better in midfield than Argentina.
Yeah.
I think Messi, a lot of their play for Argentina is going to have to be forced through Messi, and I think Croatia has the players to shut him down. Yeah. They have the defensive midfielders.
I agree with that.
Strong,
but
as long as they can keep
mentally,
mentality.
On the right track. But let's look at the matchup there, Argentina-Croatia, right? Kind of the strengths and weaknesses of both teams. The strength of Argentina, obviously very top-heavy, great strikers.
I mean, you can name like 5 world-class strikers.
Yeah,
Di Maria.
Go ahead.
Sergio Aguero, Higuain,
Messi.
Messi, Dybala. I mean,
just even off the bench, you got world-class people coming in. Like if you have like tired defenders, like damn, I just guarded like Messi for 70 minutes.
Yeah.
And now Dybala's coming on. Or Higuain, like shit. But
very true.
But and then so they're going to be going up against Croatia's Achilles heel, their defense, right? Dejan Lovren's in there.
Vida,
Vrsaljko, yeah.
Yeah, solid, but certainly not the quality to maintain.
Well, first of all, Dejan Lovren is not the same player that he was before. I mean, not that he was like solid before, but at least he was more consistent.
Well, when he was at Southampton, he was a very good defender.
Yeah, but he was like consistency, right? Was
the
key.
Was a very good defender.
Now, after what happened with him and his like wife and stuff, he's definitely not the same player.
Yeah, I never understood why it happened the way it did, but he had a huge drop in form. In that Greece game,
that's what I was saying.
He was.
That's what I was about to say, man. For that goal, when Croatia was up 2-0. And I forget who the Greek person was. Maybe Papadopoulos, who scored a goal to cut the deficit in half. First, what happened was Lovren tried to play it back in the middle after he won the ball, and the Greek guy intercepted the pass and had a shot on goal that deflected for a corner, right? And then on the corner, he was guarding the goal scorer and just totally like missed him again. So like two. If you do that against Argentina or against Iceland and stuff, that's like
that will punish you.
Exactly, they will.
Especially
or Nigeria.
Yeah, all those teams I could see that, but I also do think that Croatia's midfield can control the game. That
against
exposure against any of these teams. That the exposure Dejan Lovren is going to have is going to be lowered significantly.
Right.
Because Croatia's going to have majority of the possession, and they're going to be dictating the flow. I can absolutely see that.
Where was that Croatian midfield against Iceland, and why did Iceland finish ahead of Croatia?
Because I think Iceland, I think it's very interesting. Well, I don't think the Croats respect Iceland. I think that's the problem. I think if they would have taken that seriously enough, then I think, like I said, Croatia's biggest problem, or one of their biggest problems, is their mentality. And I think Iceland just has that teamwork, just grind through. I mean, if you watch that, I think something that's very symbolic of what Iceland was Iceland against England in the Euro, where it was just like wave after wave of English attacks. But Iceland just was so tough, so difficult to break down. Just fantastic teamwork. And when they had counters, they took advantage.
Lethal.
Yeah, lethal, absolutely. But I do think that a pedigree of a player like Modric of Mandzukic is going to be too much.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's another interesting matchup, man, because you got Croatia. If they play their free-flowing attacking football, which we know they can, they just showed that against Greece in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And they keep coming after Iceland. If Iceland can absorb that pressure and hit them on the counter.
No, I mean, then Iceland is going to be...
It's another style. It's another stylistic matchup I would love to see, man.
But then, I mean, Iceland is going to, like, if they can do that to Croatia, to those players, then they're going to be able to match up with anybody in the world.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Which is so crazy. This is a big World Cup for Iceland, man.
Because I mean, I think both Iceland and Croatia could go deep into this World Cup. I still think a lot of people are going to overlook Iceland because it's Iceland.
Because it's Iceland, yeah. Because it's got 300,000 people living there.
Iceland can punish them. Yeah, absolutely.
But this will be interesting, man.
I would love to see a team like Argentina do well, and I mean, I'm even pulling for them to win because I think Messi, deserves a World Cup. I think his playing career, even when he has achieved it with the national team, deserves a World Cup.
Right.
Two Copa America finals and one World Cup final.
Mm-hmm.
Quality all around. On his part, so I would love to see him do well, but I could see them tripping up and not making it out of the group, especially having seen the type of qualifying that they had.
Yeah, definitely up and down, just turmoil left and right.
But their biggest advantages, I would say, is their coach, was Sampaoli.
From Chile.
From Chile.
Yeah.
Well, he's Argentinian.
Right, but he coached Chile.
Came from Sevilla.
Right.
And then obviously that incredible attack. Just incredible attack. And if he can play fast, counter-attacking football, if he can just keep a solid midfield and solid defense, he has the players to go on. Like Di Maria on counter-attacks.
One of the best in the world. One of the best in the world.
That, I think, is going to be a huge advantage. If he can work that out.
I agree, man. If he can play to the strengths of Argentina, man, this team could go far. But we haven't seen that yet. And they just lost 4-2 in a friendly to Nigeria, who's in their group. So
they did put out their B team, but, and even their B team had Dybala, Di Maria, and Sergio starting off in attack.
So, dude, that's not a B team attack, dude. That's an A+ attack, dude.
Absolutely.
Any country would go for
but you do have experience. You have the Mascherano's,
you definitely do.
Yeah, so
you definitely do. But you also have some players where if you're just like casual soccer fan, who the hell are these people? Like, you never heard of them, right?
Fernando Gago coming back.
Gago is exactly.
Something that needs to be something I think that gets overlooked in Croatia as well. Speaking about defense, is they do have a quality goalkeeper, Subasic from Monaco.
You respect him?
I respect him enough to recognize him,
Yeah. And he has maintained that starting role even after Monaco was bought and everything, right? Because he was there before that,
absolutely.
right? So
and I've seen him do well enough for Croatia that I think
you're right.
There's good players.
You're right.
It's going to be interesting to see.
So you got Argentina, Croatia.
Yeah,
in that order
coming through. Yep. And then right after that, I would say Iceland joining.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Argentina, Iceland
making it through
here. Yeah, I think.
Well, why don't you believe in the Croats? What do you think is going to trip them up?
Here's my deal with the Croats, man. The consistency, number one, right? I know they make it to every tournament. I know they're obviously in pot one. I know they're a great team, right? Mm-hmm. To me, when they get to these tournaments,
pot two. Argentina was in pot
that's
one.
right, that's right. But pot two, okay. So, but when they get to these tournaments, right? It's like they don't perform up to their ability, man. When you see that team and you see how much talent they have on there, I think you're 100% right, man. This is a mentality issue with them. And they need to overcome that.
I think it's coaching.
It's coaching. It's a corrupt federation. And when the lineup comes out for the World Cup, we're probably going to see a name or two that are going to be like, who the fuck is that guy and why is he on the team?
Dinamo
Zagreb player, exactly, because that's how corrupt the federation is.
And speaking about the corruption of the federation, interesting how they have elections coming up. Davor Šuker being elected for the president. Apparently doesn't have a lot of the support of the fans.
Right.
If he wins the election again, it's going to be interesting to see if the Croatian fans act out.
Right. And so the election is happening before the World Cup.
Yeah, it's happening now, I think.
And remember when we signed the Euros, a massive statement by the Croatian fans that were like, this is corrupt.
The morale could be low.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see. Well, in that case, then I would definitely give, if that is a scenario, and we before,
Right.
before
That's
they get
a
to
lot of
play,
ifs, though.
yeah, we see a lot of like movement and instability in Croatia. Then I think Iceland's
But
gonna have
it's
a great
not
chance.
outside of the realm of possibility with what we've seen with the Croatian Federation
Yeah.
and the fan protests and everything, right? So that's why, because Iceland, totally opposite of that, right? They have a freaking like world-class program that they have over there in Iceland, right? Everybody's on board, everybody's on
Teamwork,
the same
unity.
page, exactly, dude.
Yeah.
No corruption, nothing,
Yeah.
right? So that's why Iceland has their shit together, for lack of a better phrase, right? So that's why I would give it to them. I can see them grinding out a result against
How far do you think they
Nigeria.
can go into these?
Well, it'll be interesting who they match up with. But look, Iceland, a team that you respect, obviously, right? That I respect for what they've done. They've shown consistency, man. When they switched up their whole thing,
Had
right?
a great Euro qualifying,
Yep,
great
great Euro.
incredible World Cup qualifying.
Finished ahead of Croatia. I
The
think
toughest group.
Exactly. Speaking by FIFA rankings, right? Terms.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, but of
That was
course,
a tough group.
it was a tough group for sure.
I mean, it was. Let's let the people know.
Yeah,
Turkey, Ukraine, Croatia, Iceland were the top teams. Those
the
are
top
quality
four.
teams.
Exactly.
Very close to
Exactly.
each other. Yeah.
No doubt, man. So, I think Iceland will grind that. I bet you they'll get a tie against Argentina. I bet you they'll grind out a result against Nigeria and get at least a tie against Croatia.
And
mentally, they're above the Croatians now because they have finished ahead of them.
What chance do you give Nigeria? Do you see any upsets?
Nigeria, I could see being like, look, if they can get to this group, if Nigeria can get to this group, dark horses for sure. I like, if they can get through this tough ass group, the toughest group,
Yeah.
then they definitely got something there. And maybe we'll see if that 4-2 win was a fluke or not. You know.
How? What do you think the gap is between Argentina and the rest of the teams? So Iceland, Croatia, Nigeria.
I mean,
how far ahead are they?
Look, if you're talking about talent-wise,
Are they ahead at all?
if you're talking about talent-wise, I don't think you can make an argument that overall, as a team, Argentina has more talent than Croatia.
Yeah.
If you're talking about talent-wise, Argentina obviously has the talent.
Yeah.
I think Iceland may be the least talented team in this group.
but probably has the best teamwork. the best
Exactly,
morale.
exactly.
Yeah,
Which
it's gonna be
is
interesting
crazy
Yeah.
to say, right? Nigeria, obviously, man, just physical, powerful, fast. You know what you're getting with them, right? As an African nation, and we've seen them play throughout the years, and we've seen some great players come out of
Oh,
Nigeria
yeah, absolutely.
as well.
I mean, world class.
Exactly.
Nigeria is absolutely world class.
Exactly. So they definitely have a talent.
Yeah, consistent as well. You know, constantly on the world stage.
Right. Exactly. Playing for big teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like over and over and over
Exactly.
again. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not just one
absolutely.
player
Yeah,
that's
showing up,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So just bottom line, man, I can't wait for these.
Yeah, you have some fun matchups.
Yeah, for these matches, man. I think it's gonna come down to the last game, and
Croatia, Argentina is gonna be
Croatia,
so,
Argentina
like,
is the
all
last
out
game
attack.
in the group, right?
it's gonna be
And
so
Iceland,
fun.
Nigeria, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Like, so then Iceland, by the time they play Nigeria, they would have played.
Give me your prediction.
Argentina and
Iceland,
Croatia.
Nigeria.
2-1 Iceland.
For some reason, whenever if you were asking me to make any predictions for Iceland, I always see a 1-0.
1-0. Yeah, I only see him winning by one goal, and that's the problem there, because they don't have the quality to be beating
score, yeah.
somebody by like 3-0.
Yeah, or like I can. Although they did show it a few times in the. I mean, they beat Turkey pretty handsomely. I would say 3-1.
Yeah, that's true.
In the qualifying, it might have been a 3-1.
Right.
They scored quite a few
But
goals,
with this
yeah.
pool of teams right here in Group D, I don't think they're going to be getting 3-0 wins.
How about the travel? Do you think the travel is going to impact these teams like playing in Russia?
That's
How
interesting to
about
see.
that for the
That's
South Americans.
That's interesting to see. But I mean, obviously they'll probably show up there, maybe like
Yeah.
a month beforehand or something, just to get used to it. I don't know how.
A couple of weeks beforehand.
Couple of
the
weeks,
camp's gonna
right?
happen. Yeah, a week or two before.
Yeah, so I think it's enough. But those are some heavy travel distances, man.
Yeah, man. Different conditions. Not as extreme. Not as extreme as it was in Brazil. Some teams playing in the Amazon and stuff like that.
Exactly, man.
But it's going to be
The
interesting to see
humidity
how
and
it's
everything,
how's going to pan out.
But that's going to be a factor for all the teams. I
Which
think,
teams do you think are like most susceptible to like that crucial injury, losing that one player and all their?
Oh, I mean,
24
obviously
games.
Argentina, just because it's so much rides on Messi, right?
if Messi's
so
gone.
you're like, if Messi's gone,
And that's where I think Croatia has a tremendous advantage as well. Is
Yeah.
Their especially for their midfield, their bench is deep.
They are deep, man.
Yeah.
They are deep. They even got some quality strikers. I think
Yeah.
Kalinic,
Yeah.
first of all, is a guy I respect a lot.
They're-
I've seen him playing,
But they play with one striker.
Yeah, they
usually,
do.
though. But
They do.
that's a great.
And it's
sub to
Mandzukic.
come in.
Mandzukic is like a
Yeah.
utility man. He can play up front. He can play on the wing. You know what I mean?
And he works his
And he
ass
works.
off.
You know he's
Yeah,
gonna
he
focus.
You know,
on,
he's
so
gonna be putting pressure on.
He's
that
got
defense,
that Ivica Olic syndrome.
Yeah,
He just
he does,
fucking
yeah.
runs, dude. But I love to see
something
that.
similar to be said for Kramaric as well.
Yep.
Definitely a talented striker.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, if I really think it's a tremendous shame that Croatia has the federation that they do have, and they have such a bad coach.
No
if they had a
doubt.
quality coach like an Ancelotti leading this team could go far.
Yeah. Yeah. And if
I mean, they're not far away from. If you truly ask me, with those players, they're not far from being contenders.
They're not, man. And like you said, I think there's two puzzle pieces that they need to be taken care of if they want to do that. Number one, they need to get this corruption, man. I know it's fucking hard. I know. I see it in other federations.
It's ingrained
as well.
in their like nation
Exactly.
as a whole, not just in the
Exactly.
government.
If they can get rid of what's the guy's name, Mamic,
Yeah.
right?
Zdravko.
Yeah. Get him out of there. And another thing I need to see from them is their mentality, man. But I think that comes with the corruption, quite honestly. So like, if they can get rid of those two things,
And a good coach to bring
Yeah.
that out of you, you know,
Yeah.
to make you
I
aware,
mean,
give you something to play for. Because
no doubt.
I struggle with seeing how a player of like Modric's caliber can respect this guy who came from
United
Arab
Arab
Emirates. You know what I
Emirates,
mean?
yeah.
Like, think about that.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, so that's
Without a
interesting.
doubt. Answer me this: if a Modric was to get injured,
Mm-hmm.
right, for Croatia, how big of a blow? You would say he's their best player, right?
I mean, absolutely.
Okay, so how big of a blow do you think that would be to Croatia?
I think it would be less significant than Messi being
Yeah,
lost to
without
Argentina.
a doubt.
I think Croatia
Without
can
a
cope
doubt. Mm-hmm.
and still be a solid team. But yeah, I think if Modric is on form, they're going to do very well. But without him, I still think they can cope. They
Yeah.
have quality players in midfield.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. There's a lot of interchangeable parts that they can do there.
And if Dejan Lovren gets injured, I have Croatia winning it.
Yeah, for real, man. That's When I said my two puzzle pieces to success, there's a third one. You got to get somebody to start over Dale Lovren. I don't care who it is, even if it's some kid from freaking Dinamo
Dinamo
Zagreb.
Zagreb.
Yeah.